Hey, welcome to video number 2 of the Marketing Principles Masterclass. This is one of my favorites. I talk about it all the time. I write about it all the time. This is what I call the know, like, trust principle, but I've added to it a little bit as I've gained more understanding about it, and now I call it the know, like, trust, nurture principle. In Bob Berg and John David Mann's book, The Go-Giver, they talk about this as the golden rule of business. They have this quote, and they say, all things being equal, people will do business with and refer business to people they know, like, and trust. And the way that I look at this principle is that you're building relationships with marketing with sales, any sort of business effort to make money is an effort to build a relationship, a mutually beneficial relationship in which you are solving a problem or fulfilling a desire in exchange for money. So, the stages of this are laid out in the know, like, trust, and nurture principle in that people can't do business with you or refer business to you if they don't know you. It's pretty obvious. If they like you, they are a lot more likely to do business with you and refer business to you. If they trust you, they're willing to part with their hard-earned money and choose you to solve their problem. Trust, in some cases, their health, wealth, well-being, family with you. And then nurture, you have to have a relationship with someone before you can nurture that relationship. So let's dive in a little bit deeper into each of these stages. So the know stage. If you're planning a marketing strategy and you don't have customers, the first thing you need to do is get in front of people. Obviously, go back to the first marketing principle. Always go back to the first marketing principle. Know your audience. Clearly identify who it is that you're going to serve. It helps if you know what problem you're solving for them as well. But won't have a business if you haven't figured those things out yet. So, no, you have to do things to be known by people. In the beginning stages, this might be just going and talking to people in a local coffee shop or a networking group somewhere where they're spending their time. Go talk to them and let them know what you do. It's that simple. As you scale, it becomes a lot more reliant on digital. Maybe it's reliant on digital now. In those cases, you want to do anything that puts your name, your business, your brand in front of the right people and in the right context. So it's not enough that they know, oh, there's a person there or there's a business there. They have to know in association with what it is you do. So if you're solving a problem for people, we'll go back to our chiropractor example from the first video. If there's a chiropractor and they're helping someone fix their back pain so that they can play with their kids more, you want them to know that you're a chiropractor and that you help solve back pain, that you help alleviate back pain and fix the problem at the root so that you can have more energy, you can spend time playing with your kids, whatever. So they know you, but they associate you in their mind with back pain, with chiropractic practices, anything that might go along the lines of your service. That's how you want them to know you. So next, the like part of this, a lot of people discount because they're saying, I don't care if they like me, I just want them to give me their money, But if they like you, the odds of them trusting you and giving you money over and over and over again and telling other people to do it are a lot higher. Great example, I have a realtor that to the chagrin of everyone around me, won't shut up about. He's amazing. He went above and beyond to do a lot of things for us in the negotiation of the closing and in helping us find a house and in just showing that he cared. And we get along really well. We were both drummers. We both enjoy a lot of outdoorsy things. So in building that rapport, it makes me want to share even more with anyone and everyone I talk to about housing, even if we're just talking about the housing market. Oh man, my realtor. Likability goes a really long way for word of mouth, and word of mouth is and always will be the best form of marketing. So, that likability, how do you do that virtually, or how do you do that when you can't sit one on one with somebody? Well, again, going back to the first principle, knowing your audience or knowing your market, you want to find the things that you have that they also have. The qualities, the interests, the whatever it is that you find fun or cool. This could be literally anything about you. One thing I like to talk about is video games. I love playing video games. I'm an RPG nerd. I'm a nerd in a lot of ways, but if your audience also likes video games, and maybe you sell paper, has nothing to do with video games, but you make that part of your brand voice. Maybe you have kind of fun video game like elements on your website or in your marketing. If you take those elements that you like and find a subsection of the market that also likes that, you have likability. It's just what things about them that you have in common can you put into your marketing or branding that will resonate with them and cause them to like you. Sometimes it's just showing you're a human being, you're a person, being a little more relaxed in your voice, your brand voice, your messaging, your copy, not being afraid to use slang or just use casual language. There are a lot of ways of building likability, but the more you know your audience and the more you know yourself, the more you can foster this likability. Lastly, trust. Well, before nurture, trust. This one's a little bit more obvious in some ways, and then in other ways, less obvious. But the obvious go-tos are get reviews from your customers, get testimonials, get case studies. It's a social proof. If you want to do business with more people, show those people you haven't done business with all of the happy people that you've done business with in the past. That is going to do a lot more, other than referrals, than most things to build trust. You can also, to build trust, you can show that you understand your customer, your audience. So again, going back to the first principle, which we'll do often, you have to show that you understand them and their problem. And if you can explain it better than anyone else, you will build more trust, more credibility with them. Also, there are things like awards or certifications, anything you can list that will build credibility. Knowing your audience and what they would find credible, you can build trust that way. So there are a lot of ways. Referrals are the best, case studies, testimonials, reviews. Building trust that way is going to be helpful. Once you have that trust, you can nurture the relationship. So once they've done business with you and given you money for services, products, whatever, you need to nurture that relationship even if they don't do business with you again, even if it's not like a repeat business kind of thing. Maybe you're a consultant, you're solving a problem for them. If you nurture that relationship, they may not be able to buy from you again. In a lot of cases, they will be able to buy from you again. Most businesses allow for some form of repeat business. They may be able to work with you to solve a different problem. You may be able to create a new product or service down the line that would appeal to them. But they may also be able to refer you to friends and family, anybody that they know, colleagues, that have the problem that you helped them solve. And maybe this is years down the road. If you're still top of mind, if you're still in their head associated with that problem that you helped them solve, they're a lot more likely to give that referral. There's a lot of reasons to nurture relationships. generally. I refer to upselling, cross-selling, and solving other problems for past customers. Repeat purchase situations are the obvious. If you have like an e-commerce store and you want someone to continue buying from you, just, give them value or stay in front of them over time. That's going to be the last piece of the know, like, trust, nurture principle. View these, view your marketing, view your customers as though you're building relationships with people, and make sure that they know you, that they like you, that they trust you, and then nurture those relationships you've built, and you'll be able to grow a much larger business that's much more stable over time. And you can apply this to a lot of different situations. So that's the know, like, trust, nurture principle.